scrapbookers and creative friends. I'm Linda Petuch, Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. Welcome to Thursday Thoughts. Today, I have completely embraced my obsession with Christmas trees, and that's what I'm going to share with you. I made some special trees that I'm going to use for my multiple Christmas album. You may have seen that on my Fast Formula Christmas album that I shared, but I decided I'm going to use these pages and embellishments and borders to introduce each of the years within that album to make it a little more special. So that's what I'm going to share with you. Let's take a look. Now, I think Creative Memories was reading my mind. Imagine how happy I was when I saw this year's Christmas Charm album, because it has a lot of these little filigree kind of trees in the embellishments and so forth. So I was just in heaven, and of course I had to have this album. So this is kind of an idea. I'll give us a little setting for what you're going to see today, and that is different designs creating trees using the punches that I have. Let's take a look. So I wanted to start with this one because this is my favorite Christmas decoration that I hang up every year. It's a hanging that I made. These were our children's hands that I traced in 1989. Jenny was 1, Brian was 4, and Eric was 5.5. He would have been 6. He'll be 6 in February. His birthday's in February. So what I did was I traced their hand one time so that they didn't have to sit while I traced it, even though it does kind of tickle a little. But I just traced their hands one time, and then I decided how many I needed to cut of each one, and what I created is what you're looking at now. So I made this with fabric so that it would be long-lasting, and it's the hanging that I hang up every year above our fireplace, whether it be a real or a not-so-real fireplace. That's what I hang up. But here's what I did. Take a look at what I did for my album. I decided I wanted to use those same handprints or hand cuts because I kept them in I have a bin with ornament making supplies, and I'm not a hoarder, I'm an organizer, so I knew right where to look for them when I decided I wanted to do this. So I did the same thing, and of course it's not as large, so I just needed like 3 for Jenny and 4 or 5 for Brian, and then Eric has the base here with a few more. And I decided to curl these up just a little bit. I added some gold shimmer, and you can see that I used the standalone bow punch for the top and the candy cane chain, which I cut to use as a garland. Added a little bling. These are, I believe, Joy to the World sticker strips that I had. So I went in my stash, but I used what I knew would be really pretty together. And I am so happy with this. This is going to be a lovely intro to one of my Christmas years in my multiple Christmas album. Let's see what's next. So again, just playing with the different designs of the punches, I decided to use this one. This is called On the Vine. So I used this on the vine, and I did, looks like I did 3 long punches, like 3 full borders, and then I did some that were shorter for the inside. I used the new ribbons and bows chain, and I punched that in gold shimmer, and then I cut the silver bells and the golden ones underneath it with the standalone punch, popped up the gold one on foam squares, and then placed the silver on top. I added some cardinals from that the cardinal border punch. I added some the cardinals. I just cut them apart after I punched them and placed them on there because a lot of my trees have birds on them. I am a confirmed bird lover. So I did that, added a little bit of bling on each of the silver bells, and then some gold to tie all the silver and gold together. Now, we live in the tropics. One of our favorite trees is this one that we call our sea tree. Now, this is in honor of our sea tree. This is not the actual sea tree. Here's a picture of the actual sea tree. And now what I decided to do here, there is this punch that's called winter vine. I don't see a winter vine, I guess because I'm from Florida. I see coral. So I punched this out of white shimmer to make the leaves of the tree. And then I used the sea star for the garland. And then this is the little kissing fish. The kissing fish, it's a border maker cartridge, and I just cut the little fishies apart. And the little happy crab that was in the summer collection this year. I think it was in the shore collection at the shore. And then the dolphins that you see on here, they were the confetti from this punch, and I decided, waste not, want not, I decided to use that strip and put it at the top. This is that, it's called scallop, which I see a mermaid tail. So I decided I want to use that for the base of my tree. And the little stars that you see on here, those were the confetti that came out of these little stars. So I used my little, the little glue pen, the glue adhesive, and then that little pickup lifter stick to get those on there. And I love it. I'm very happy with it. It is my probably one of my favorite Christmas trees, and because it's tropical, I leave it up until February. Some of the other red and green and holiday things go, but the sea tree is a lot longer lasting for us. Now, I decided I wasn't going to make a lot of borders because I was making trees. I know I needed a little bit of height. So instead, I've made a few embellishments and then a couple of tall borders. So this first one I want to share with you has gingerbread and candy canes. That's peppermint and gingerbread, two of my favorite things that I love for Christmas time besides trees. So I made a tree out of my other favorite things. This is on a piece of the shimmer. And then I have mounted it on, I think it was a seasonal sightings, 4.5 by 6.5. I trimmed this to 4 by 6. And then, you know, I just cut the candy cane and the candy cane chain and the gingerbread chain so that it would make that shape of the tree. Put little faces on the gingerbread man and added a little bling. And there we go. That's going to be a nice little embellishment. Next one. So, Christmas trees, all about decorating with ornaments. So I thought, I'm going to make a tree full of ornaments, a tree of ornaments. And that's what I did, alternating this traditional red, green, and white colors. And as you can see, I just trimmed it down so that it would fit. This is going to be a lovely embellishment on one of my pages, again, to introduce one of the years I'm working on. Now, the next one, I got a little bit silly. Okay, I'm all about Santa and the reindeer. So I decided I was going to honor those hard-working deer, which, P.S., are female because the males lose their antlers in the winter. So, ladies, once again, doing the work. And here we go. So I used this, I don't remember, this is a very old paper. As a matter of fact, it's white on the other side. It's an old CM paper, but it's a Christmassy plaid for me, so I loved it. So I used the holly vine here for the base, and then I just cut I punched out the reindeer, and I couldn't, it wasn't full enough for me to just do 3, 2, 1. So I overlapped them a little bit, and so you could distinguish them better. I just put a little dot of gold shimmer pen to point out their little nose, and then we have some golden snow coming down. But I love it, and I think Santa would approve. My last embellishment is very simple, which is tricky for me, but I decided not to decorate this tree, to just enjoy the evergreen. This is that spiky evergreen chain, border maker cartridge, on a seasonal sightings mat. And then this is a sticker from Christmas Charm from this year's collection, which I popped up onto a foam square, but it made a nice, full, beautiful tree. And I do love Christmas plaid so much that this one makes me very happy. Now, I made 2 borders. Let's check those out. So the first one is a combination of a couple different collections. This is the old holly vine, and you can see I just made 3 punches, 3 borders, and they weren't the full size because, of course, this is the 12-inch. So I used the other piece at the top as a stage for putting these stickers, which are from Christmas Charm. So I had the Christmas Charm Holiday Memories popped up on foam squares and with the same design as our tree. And then our standalone bow, I punched out, I believe, totally tonal Christmas with a cardinal topper for my tree. And this is on white shimmer. Very simple, but I love it because I love Christmas trees. One more to go. one of my trees. I have a red flock tree I call Ruby, and on Ruby she has golden poinsettias on her. So I decided I wanted to make a tree of golden poinsettias. Now this is not called poinsettia chain, it's called Mary Blooms, but I put poinsettia in parentheses because that is what that flower is. So I did that. I made it quite full. So I started with 3 of the border punches, but then I went in and filled it in because I wasn't going to be putting a lot of decorations. Some of you who are vintage like me and are veterans who've been around, you might recognize these Mrs. Grossman's holly stickers. I love them because they're shimmery and shiny, and they already have the berries on them. So that's what I used for my tree topper. Added an old CM bow at the top, and to me this is simple and simply beautiful. I am very happy with this. Well, thank you so much for watching. I had a tremendous time making these to show you. I encourage you to use your imagination, pull out your punches and look at them and see, oh, that might make a good tree branch. So forth. Just play with it a little bit. I really had a good time, and I think you will too. And also, if you have children or grandchildren, and even if you don't have time to make a little handprint tree now, but you think you would like to do it, go ahead and trace their hands, put the date, and of course their name on it, and then keep it, because maybe in the middle of summer when you're hungry for Christmas, you could make it then or something and have it for later. So children or grandchildren, let's preserve those handprints, because some of the things they make at school aren't that, we can't save. Well, we can only save them for so long. So I encourage you to do that and make it part of your heritage in your album. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments below. I will put my links in there for shopping at my Creative Memories website, but also on Linda's Scrapbooking Station. I'm having a buy so much and get free shipping sale, so I encourage you to check that out as well. If you are interested in having a room full of wonderful Creative Memories products, getting paid for shopping, which is basically what we do as advisors, then click that link and join my team. Thanks again, and until next time, happy scrapbooking.